Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 9. The chapter which we are related with is final account, which includes trading profit loss account. Since in last question balance sheet was not asked, but we have made in the similar way, look at here, prepare trading and profit loss account, left page complete, and a balance sheet. So here clearly mentioned that we need to make our balance sheet as well. Performa is ready, and now we are going to start our question. The first element is building, which is your fixed asset. So here we are going to mention building, amount of which is 60,500. Just put it down. The next is stationery. Stationery is written on debit side, it's an expense, but indirect. We will come over here, stationery, and let's see how much value of stationery is 2500. Put amount over here. The next is creditors, liability. Here you will come and will mention creditors, amount of which is 32,500. After creditors, we have commission. Please note commission is written on credit side. I have told you rent, discount, commission, interest. Rent, discount, commission, interest. We'll have to decide whether that is an expense or income. Since it is written on credit side, so this would be considered as your income, and we will select over here. Now we'll see the amount of commission is 3750. Write down over here. The next is taxes, 2500. Indirect expense, taxes, the amount of tax 2500 again. Stationery was also 2500, taxes also. The next amount is machinery. As you can see that machinery fixed asset. Over here you will write your machine, amount of which is 55,000. Write down. The next after machine we do have postage and telegram. Postage indirect expense, like you want to post a letter, expense of that post is called postage. The amount of postage is written 2000. Just put 2000 over here. Next is debtors, our current assets. Here we will come and we'll write debtors, amount of debtors 62,500. Just write down 62,500. After debtors, next page would be started drawings 25,000. As it was earlier told, here you will write your capital, then you will add your net profit, will subtract drawings. So here you will write the amount of drawings, which is 20,000. Here inner column you will use 20,000 drawings. After drawings we have capital of 2 lakh rupees. Again we will use inner column. because all these elements would be added collectively. Purchase 1,30,000 direct expense. Second line we will use purchase. Again you will use inner column. 1,30,000 would be written over here. After purchase we have sales 1,65,000, exactly opposite. Similar way you will choose inner column for sales as well, 165,000, which would be written in front of sales. We will wait for sale and purchase return. Stock. Now whether it's an opening stock or closing stock, please understand whenever you will see stock in trial balance, that would be opening, because stock is mentioned outside as well. And there are few other chances as well, but we will be discussing the position of stock later on. For the timing, just consider stock at the end is given separately. So it's an opening stock. We will go to trading account. Just write down opening stock over here. The amount of opening stock is 37,500. After stock we have cash 12,500. Cash is your current asset. 12,500. I'm hopeful that amount is same. Yes. After which we have salaries. Salaries, as you know, are indirect expense, amount of which is 8750. Just put over here. The next, carriage. It's not mentioned whether it is in or out. We will assume that this is carriage in, 7500. And since question has been ended, that means no returns in the question. 7500 we will write over here. So please note it down. We were waiting for returns. As returns are not present, it means directly you can post 1,30,000 over here. Sale 165,000 directly over here. Now as usual at the end of question, stock is present for 65,000. Just put 65,000. So everything related to this question has been posted. It's time to start our calculation. For the time being, we will use this place for rough working. We will take sum of direct incomes. This is our two elements of direct income, total of which is this. Next, we will take sum of direct expenses, and we have these three direct expenses. Total of both sides done. We will choose larger sum to 30,000 and we'll write to 30,000 on total of both sides. Now next step is to choose smaller side, which is debit. As you can see, this is your income. Expense, income is more than expense, so that would be considered as gross profit. And how would you calculate? 2,30,000 minus 175. That means smaller sum is subtracted from the larger sum. And here answer is in front of you. Gross profit 55,000 and we have calculated 55,000. Next step is to brought down this balance 55,000. So this total was just written for the reference. Now they are not needed. We are going to erase it. Next step is to calculate net profit. For that purpose, again we are going to take sum of all indirect incomes. There are only two, and sum of all indirect expenses, they are here. Next step is to see the larger sum, which is 58. You are going to write larger sum on total of both sides. Now you will choose the smaller sum. Okay, 58750. This is your smaller side, and you can see that 58,000 income, 15,000 expense. So again, it's favorable. That means you need to say it as profit, which would be called net profit. How would you calculate this balance? By subtracting smaller from the larger sum. Larger sum 58, smaller sum 15. So we have got our balance. The next answer is net profit 43,000, and we have calculated 43,000 as net profit. So guys, in this way two answers are calculated, gross profit and net profit. Next step is to brought down this net profit since we don't have any space. So we'll come over here and we'll add net profit over here, while the amount of net profit is 43,000. This is balance sheet liability side. Now it's time to, okay, already we have written net profit 43,000. This line is not needed. Finally, we are going to calculate this. First, capital 2 lakh, 2 lakh capital plus net profit, which is 43,000, and then subtract drawings 20,000. Final amount we have got, and you can see that balance sheet total is 2,555,000, and this has been sold to 555,000. The only thing left over here is your closing stock. Because closing stock was written outside the question, it would come two times. It would be written for two times. So in this way, guys, you can see that 2,555,000, asset and liability side is equalized. All answers are matched. Gross profit 55,000. Look at here. Net profit 43,000. This is you have calculated. And then balance sheet 2,555,000. You can see both sides 2,555,000 automatically been equalized. So here was your question. I'm sure that you people have understood. It is requested to please practice this question for 2-3 times. After practicing, if you see anything difficult, you are very open to share your question, queries through messages, text or comments. I will humbly be trying my best to answer your question instantly. So thank you very much for your time. It's time to end our lecture and it's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.